Content creation is one of the most exciting fields to dive into, yet also one of the toughest to break into. Today, we're condensing a decade of content insights into just 8 minutes. Welcome to the Social Billboard. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. No more delays, let's jump straight into it. Hook is the difference between a video that gets 5,000 views and a video that gets 5 million. Hooks are the most essential part of any video. If your script takes a few lines before it actually introduces the topic, that's a problem. It's a delay you can't afford. In today's world, where attention spans are shorter than ever, there's no room for fluff. Your job is simple. Cut those unnecessary opening lines and bring your main idea right to the front. You need to understand that if your hooks are average, you're going to get left behind, but what comes right after the hook matters just as much. The best approach is to give a little hit of value just after the hook, so you don't bury the best stuffs. And once you're done with the hook, you need to make sure that the rest of the script is just as captivating. Because getting attention is one thing, but holding it is where the real game begins. Script writing is an art. If you start with a good hook and give them something good in the middle, it creates subconscious pattern where they stay till the end. That's exactly how great creators build momentum. They don't just rely on one strong moment, they create a flow where the viewer feels rewarded again and again. Scripts are either average, great, or killer, and the reality is, most scripts fall into the average category. And if you're new, you shouldn't aim for just great, you should be aiming for killer, because in a crowded space, great often isn't enough to stand out. The good news, this isn't as complicated as it sounds. You just need to understand the key principles. Things that make the YouTube script work. One of the most important frameworks to keep in mind is the value loop: context, application, and framing. For context, say what it is and explain it as simply as you can. Don't confuse the viewer. Clarity always wins. For application, show them how to actually use it, ideally with examples that feel relevant to their situation. And then comes the most important part: framing. Explain why it matters and how it fits into the bigger picture. This is what gives your content meaning. But here's where most people slip. They get the hook right, but then slowly lose the viewer. Never let the viewer drop off after the hook. You do re-hooking. By constantly maintaining attention and introducing new hooks throughout the video. For example, saying something like, "But if you don't do this next step, everything else falls apart." That one line makes them stay for the next section. Simple, but incredibly powerful. Even outside content creation, this principle exists. Chess legend Bobby Fischer once said, "Tactics flow from a superior position, and that applies perfectly here." Before you even start writing your script, your outline needs to be strong, because a weak structure will always lead to a weak script, no matter how well you write it. The next big step is editing. This is where your content truly comes to life, where a good script turns into something unforgettable. Because editing isn't just about cutting clips or adding effects, it's about rhythm, emotion, and control. You play around with human psychology inside a timeline. That's exactly what great editing is. You're guiding the viewer's attention, deciding what they see, how long they see it, and how they feel in every second of the video. At the end of the day, your goal is simple. You want the viewer to walk away thinking, "Man, I could not stop watching that." And that only happens when every second feels intentional. This is why editing should never be random. You need to ask certain questions with every editing decision you make. Why is this cut here? Is this moment too slow? Do I need to zoom in to emphasize emotion? Is there a better visual that keeps this more engaging? Every small decision adds up. Great editors understand one thing: attention is fragile. If the screen feels static for too long, if the pacing drops, or if nothing visually changes, the viewer starts drifting away. So your job is to constantly keep things moving. Add subtle motion, switch visuals, use text, sound effects, or even silence strategically. Because in the end, editing is not about making things look fancy. It's about making sure the viewer never gets the chance to leave. And you're not done here. Apart from getting the video ready, you should also think about how the algorithm actually works. Because no matter how good your content is, if you don't understand distribution, you're leaving growth to chance. You need to understand how social algorithm works and why they pick certain videos to push over others. Once you post a video, the platform immediately starts analyzing it. We call it digital footprint, where the computer vision gets into work. And then the video is sent to a small group of people. This is your testing phase. The algorithm is watching how people react. Do they click? Do they stay? Do they engage? Or do they scroll away? Based on this behavior, It decides whether your video deserves a bigger audience or not. That's why every part of your content matters. Your hook, your pacing, your editing, everything feeds into this moment. You should always need to be on your toes, because platforms evolve fast. What works today might not work tomorrow. Trends shift, formats change, and audience behavior keeps evolving. That's why you must constantly adapt. Always learn the new content playbook and always play the new content game. Creators who win aren't just creative, they're aware. They study what's working, they experiment, and they adjust quickly. Because at the end of the day, understanding the algorithm isn't about beating it, it's about working with it, so your content gets the reach it truly deserves. And if you've made it this far, you've already done something most people don't. You've chosen to actually understand the game instead of just playing it blindly. Because content creation isn't luck. It's not about uploading randomly and hoping something works. It's a system, a combination of the right hook, a strong script, engaging editing, and understanding how platforms distribute your content. When all of these pieces come together, that's when things start to click. That's when your videos stop being ignored and start getting the attention they deserve. But here's the truth. Most people quit before that happens. They post a few videos, don't see results, and assume they're not good enough. In reality, they just didn't stick around long enough to figure it out, because this is a long game. Every video you make teaches you something, every mistake you fix makes you sharper, and every improvement compounds over time. And the best part? You don't need perfection to start. You don't need to be the best editor or with expensive camera or lighting. You just need to be creative. That's what truly separates creators who grow from those who don't. Creativity, consistency, and the willingness to adapt. Because at the end of the day, people don't connect with perfect content. They connect with content that makes them feel something, that teaches them something, or that keeps them hooked from start to finish. So focus on getting better with every upload. Focus on understanding your audience. Focus on creating something that's worth watching. And most importantly, don't overthink it. Start creating. Because the only way to win in this game is to stay in it long enough to figure it out. And if you're someone who's trying to unlock that next level of creativity, that's exactly why we built the Social Billboard. It's a space designed for creators who feel stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure about their direction. We help you refine your ideas, sharpen your perspective, and turn raw creativity into something impactful. Whether you're just starting out or trying to evolve your content, the Social Billboard gives you the structure and support to grow, because sometimes all it takes is the right guidance to turn potential into something powerful. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click the bell icon.